Hello, everybody. It's me again. It's that one you love to hear from. And when I say something like that, I'm referring to those who actually do watch my videos, which are the rich, the powerful, whom are actually in poverty, the ones that oppress lawful governing and authority in rebellion. I'm talking the executives, the high levels at YouTube. I'm talking about Michael and Sarah Dell. I'm talking about every Donald Trump and every uh, whale that thinks they're gonna stick their hands into my pocket and get away with it. Every unrighteous individual who thinks that they're going to get away with um, kidnapping sue juris, lawfully entitled sue juris rebellion into children. Those people, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. This is a message from our Father. I'm going to give you, so I'm giving it to you. Read it. It's pretty clear. Anyway, the reason I'm here right now, oh yeah, real quick, is because I want to talk to you about why I am so adamant about the fact that I'm your king. And we'll talk to you about that in a second. It's because, and again, I don't think I introduced myself properly. This is Eddie King Smith IV, the capitalized king, aka Christ, aka Yahushai. I'm actually here in my steward entitlement as just Eddie King Smith, the uncapitalized king. Yeah, about this. Yeah, yeah, do that. Read that. Bad guys, read that. I like to make you read things because if I say it, then you keep doing what you always do, which is having the AI analyze it and do all the work for you. And that's the whole problem, is that you guys aren't doing any work yourselves. And because you're actually not doing the work yourselves and you're relying on people who are abridged, you're plunging to your doom, basically. So go ahead and read that. Yeah, pretty cool, right? That is how you crown a sue juris pawn to verily give it the authority of a queen of the King of Kings. And that's how you pull the rug out from under someone. Anyway, so again, like I said, do some proper work, and but it's not going to do anything for you anyway. Right now, yeah, don't kill the attorneys. Right now, there's where we're at, guys. This is where we're at. Estimated percentage of complete utter destruction of rebellious assembly of criminal Alma Justice come next Tuesday is now at 97.8%, with full unabridged relief of tyranny forecast for 2032. Give or take a year or two, guys. Give or take a year or two. Why do I say something like that? Because all the pieces are in play, all the pieces are in motion, everything's going exactly the way it's supposed to go, and it's about to get real bad, real bad. It's going to get real bad, real quick. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's about to get real bad real quick. But anyway, let's get to the reason why I'm actually here today, guys. Okay, I'm here to talk about why I make a claim that I am king. Okay, see here? There's a difference between a capitalized king and a regular little king. Okay, king, noun, the chief or sovereign of a nation, a man invested with supreme authority over a nation, tribe, or country, a monarch. Kings, notice it's not capitalized, are absolute monarchs when they possess the powers of government without control or the entire sovereignty over a nation. They are limited monarchs when their power is restrained by fixed laws, and they are absolute when they possess the whole legislative, judicial, and executive power, or when the legislative or judicial powers, or both, are vested in other bodies of men. Kings are hereditary sovereigns when they hold the powers of government by right of birth or inheritance, and elective when raised to the throne by choice. Kings, you notice it's that one there. Kings will be tyrants from policy when subjects rebel from principle. Now you notice that's a capitalized king. Okay, a sovereign, a prince, a ruler. Christ is called the king of his church. A card having the picture of a king as the king of diamonds, the chief piece in a game of chess. King at arms, an officer in England of great authority, and formerly the great authority. Those businesses is to direct the heralds, preside at their chapters, and have jurisdiction of armory. There are 3 kings at arms: Vix, Garter, I don't even know what this is, Clarenaxu, and Norroy. The latter Norroth. Okay, well, anyway, let's get to what I want to see here. What they're doing is they're burning the books, and then what they're doing is they're changing the definition. So what I want to actually see the book. So, okay, we're going to go back. Provide a link to the unabridged, to the Webster's. We'll say any, it can be Webster's. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. I have the actual copies. I purchased the actual copies of the dictionaries. I purchased them, so I looked in there to see exactly what it said. Webster's unabridged dictionary definition of king, capitalized. Or we're going to say 2014, because that's the day I was 2014 is when I was coordinated. I don't want a digital image. What I want a what is it? A photocopy. The definition from the book. The actual book. With the definition. They'll do anything to hide this. I mean, think about all the things that they've gone through to try and hide. I mean, their lives are on the line. They're not playing here. Their children's lives are on the line. They're going to do anything that they think will help them. And the only thing that it's doing is when they're countering me, is it's just making more and more evidence showable. Come on. There we go. Boom. Okay. King. Okay. You see here? King. A male monarch. Okay, here we go. King. Noun. Capitalized. Male monarch with a major territorial state. A man who holds by life tenure, usually hereditary, the position of chief of state. B, a sovereign ruler, often broadly a paramount chief. King, noun, often capitalized, a playing card bearing a figure of a king, ranking above a queen and below the ace in standard decks. King, noun, capitalized. In chess, a paramount piece on each side that is the object of the other player's checkmate. A2, the principal piece in a set. 2. B, a playing card bearing the sign figure of a king. Come on. I can't see the dang full definition. Yeah, I got this. This thing is just, the AI is just playing with me. Show me the full definition. Particularly the definition of king. In capital. From the dictionary. It's amazing. From the dictionary requested. These guys, man. Come on. Spit it out. There we go. Webster's unabridged capitalization rules for king. Webster's unabridged capitalization rules for king as the divine title, capitalized, denotes God, Christ, or supreme ruler. That is what a capitalized king is. So when mankind goes around doing capitis dominutio maxima, entitlement by name, and capitalizing people's names, after they set up a system of a congressional monarchy, of a uniform system of governing bankruptcy, and they entitle individuals in 1936 with lowercase names. When they do that with unregulated, without middle name regulation, it causes a regular king to be entitled. And then that regular king has to live by the contract, which is, he says, to survive until he's 65, and then he can file for his unemployment. Okay, and that's what happened with my grandfather. He did that, he completed that, and he was underpaid his kingship. Now, because the contract says that I may inherit or may redeem his estate, which is my grandfather was only the king of the Social Security Administration. He was king of all the people that were being capitalized and pledged to him for his estate. And it was ruled by President Roosevelt and all successive presidents as his in chief, holding tenure in capita. And that's how this system works. Now they're changing this. They don't want it to be known that the rules are capitalization rules for king are, if you capitalize a king, he is a divine. He's a divine being. You entitled a God. We picked our God. And what I'm saying is that because they capitalized my father and then they capitalized me, they thereby, when I redeem my grandfather's underpaid inheritance of the estate, then I receive with it, and they combine. My entitlement combines with his his authority is assumed by me. All of his estate is assumed by me as his heir, but it also turns my capitalization of my name into that capitalized king. Now, I keep getting into this here. Let's double check to make sure we see it. It'd be great if I could show you. It's in there. I've already looked this up, and I've looked it up, and I've bought the actual dictionaries. I don't know, 5 of them, 6 of them, maybe more. Because when you're dealing with something like this, the first thing you do is you go out and buy a bunch of dictionaries and try and prove yourself wrong. Best investment I ever made. I learned a lot from those dictionaries, and they're heavy. I got stronger. Elect, remember that. Okay, so you see here, I'm showing you clearly that Webster's unabridged capitalization rules for king. Now we're going to look up the Palms manual, the Palms operation, Palms regulation regarding middle names. Oh, this is not middle names. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. I'm showing you why I'm king. No, I'm not destroying anyone well, technically I am actually, every time I speak, I'm destroying someone because you guys are all sinners. So I can't help but destroy you by telling the truth. But yeah, I am actually destroying quite a lot of people right now. A lot. I'm like a lot, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are about to be destroyed. And then, no more than that, I'm in the millions. Millions of people are about to be destroyed, and their lives are about to be completely destroyed. And it's all because of this Trump, this rebellion of this, and this privatization of my estate. I have to destroy you. I have to protect these sujurus newborns who you are kidnapping. I have to, and it's mandatory. I must destroy it. So here, under Social Security Administration SSA rules, the middle name is not recognized as part of your legal name. Okay, all right, and what date? Date was this regulation established? Here we go. You ready? And this is why Donald Trump panicked. This is why they panicked, guys. Do you see here? Do you see here? So what I'm showing you here is clearly evidence that the baseline policy dictating that a middle name is not part of an individual's legal name was first codified in this format under subchapter RM 10212 with Transmittal 1 in February 2010. The specific provisions and system directives have been since updated across several distinct transmittal timelines. Key establishment and revision February 10th. Broad legal name guidelines established under Transmittal 1 TN1. August 27th, 2013, cross-reference implementation protocols for name corrections took effect. May 31st, 2024, specific section, Palms, revised under Transmittal. And then on June 29th, subchapter Palms RM, table of contents updated for numerant system. Now, I want to be clear, okay? These changes, these recent changes, they're because over the last 7 years, I have sent over 1,000 messages, 1,000 claims I've made of this. They know who I am. And when Doge went in, they found my claims. And President Trump went ahead and he picked the worst possible advisors. He picked people with money, thinking that these people were smart. And he discussed it with Michael Dell, who came up with this idiotic plan that he got from AI. The guy got this idiotic plan from this AI he thinks is smart, and it's not smart. It's not smart at all. It messes up. They don't comprehend what's going on. But anyway, so they've made this is other more evidence to show that they are correcting things in an effort to clean up the fact that they know that what I say is true. They know it. They know what I say is true. See if this will come up or not. I'm not going to sit here and wait for that. Okay, so I've just shown you clearly that a middle name regulation was not in effect. Now, why does this matter so much? Well, here's the reason why it matters so much, okay? Oh, let's go over to, let's just do Webster's Dictionary. And you can't trust these guys anymore. We're at the point where they've changed dictionary definitions. They've done everything that could possibly be done to discredit themselves, and we just are at the point where we're going to have to do what we have to do. We have to follow law, righteous law, and I am the law. I really, truly am. All my paperwork is pristine, and it means that we're going to go ahead and do these killings, which is exactly like I decreed. We're going to go ahead and stop this crime in action. We're going to stop this rebellious assembly, and we are going to be victorious. Okay. Middle name. Oops. Middle name. Okay. I said this a bunch of times. Oh, middle name. Come on. Middle name. It's the name between one's first name and a surname. It's particularly apt to denote a person's qualities. This has not changed. It's been this way since the law was established. We live by the letter law. The law is at the what the law says at the time it's established. Well, at the time it was established, our parents were abridged and ignorant. Now, we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna unabridge our vocabulary, unabridge our eyes, so that when we can see scams and bamboozlements coming, and treasonous traitors who attempt to steal kids and property, well, we can use the law properly to kill them, because it's lawful to kill those people. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, quality. Okay, quality, if you go here, quality, what it means is it means social rank and aristocracy, role, capacity, and aristocracy. An accomplished skill. Okay, so what happens is when you live by the letter of the law and you have a system where you set up a social party rank agreement for social security, and you would assign a sestui trust or a king over it, and then you rule by tenure and capite, instilling unrighteousness and tyranny upon these people, because you're on their land and you can't be a king. The only thing you can be is an in-chief, because that's the Mosaic law. You have to trick people into allowing you to rule over them, so you can possess the land. So here's the problem. I am the king, and I have the authority, and the Trump account summit of rebellious assembly of criminal justice, they're completely unlawful. What that means is that any country who deals with them, every law that they make with them, every treaty, every negotiation, everything, every agreement that they make with them, it has no fundamental righteous value. And then what happens is Donald Trump, or the Trump accounts, if this continues, it will corrupt the entire world into a system of lawlessness. And laws won't matter anymore. There won't be any law, because there will be only unrighteousness and greed chasing Donald Trump. A bunch of fat whales chasing Donald Trump onto a stranded beach. And that's where you are right now. So, I've explained this clearly to you, why I'm the king. I inherited the underpaid pension from my grandfather for her Social Security pension. The people who had Social Security that didn't have capitalized names, they were free people who were actually agreeing to the social party contract. And what we are is in 1942, when they modified the Pledge of Allegiance and began capitalizing the name on cards, all of those people that are capitalized and agreed to capitis diminutio maxima, or to voluntary pledge bailment chattel slavery, as a bondman of my king. And let's be through here. You said the pledge. You did say the pledge, and we know, I already explained that they've changed this pledge. Okay, come on. Okay, doesn't say chattel anymore, but I just did a video explaining that that amazing video. Believe it or not, congratulations to Melania Trump for making history. She is the first woman ever to be tried, convicted, and found guilty, and to receive the punishment of being burned at the stake, and not one word was ever said during her trial. So that was pretty amazing, and it holds up against scrutiny for all times, believe it or not. Okay, let's see here. So what I want to show you last is this chattel. Okay, so this is your lawful entitlement. Your lawful entitlement, when you agree to be a capitalist person, is a bondman, an enslaved person held as the legal property of another. They're not going to change this definition because they want to give you a token so here you go, you're a slave, you're a serf, a bondsman, you're a pledge, you're a pawn, basically. That's really truly what you are. That's legally, and I don't mean to be offensive. I'm just trying to open your eyes, because then we can move to the next step of getting you from being bondman to being of delivered. But there's steps in between. So that's where we're at. I just want to explain this. I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm going to be nice and polite. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to curse. Typically, that's not the way that I am, unless I find barbarian killers I go outside in my backyard and I find barbarian killers who are running off and kidnapped with 3 of my neighbor's kids in their hand. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to shoot them in the head. I'm going to say, drop the kids. And if they don't drop the kids, then I'm going to blow their brains out. That's what I do, because I'm from Texas. Take a look. I'm the Ses2EK Trust. Anyway, so chattel slavery. This is what you were in. You're chattel slavery by pledge. So that's where we're at. On Tuesday, this is Unstoppable, and we're going to begin the killing most likely by right around 2032. So get ready. Remember everything that I said, and this is Christ, aka Yahushai. I love you with all my heart. Those of the decrees of punishment. It is what it is. It's debt. It's debt. I have suffered from debt of my forefathers. All of my brethren have suffered from debt from our forefathers. Our bondmen today, all of you who are still remain bond, you suffered from debt from your forefathers and the tyranny that's been placed upon us by these evil people, and now it's their turn to suffer for their debt that has been decreed as restitution in retribution for all of my bondmen, for this chattel slavery placed upon over 5 billion people of mankind. So that's what I wanted to say. I love you all. This is Christ, aka Yahushai, in my steward capacity as the uncapitalized Eddie King Smith IV. Have a wonderful day, and get ready, because you're about to see the wrath of the King, the true wrath of the King.